the digital revolution. In most of the things already as part of the programs that exist on the internet, data is captured. Data is captured. So, for instance, if I take hold of your laptop, I can go to every website you have visited for the past whatever. Every website, the sites you are watching, they are all there on the laptop. You just need to know where to go. So data is available in many places. So it says the digital revolution has led to an unprecedented volume of information. About consumers, which progressive organizations are eager to understand and use. So you may not know that this data exists, but others are aware of it. Okay. The insights you gather from customers can be incredibly beneficial. That's the interaction between customers. That interaction is very key. In Ghana, where we don't follow a lot of data laws. We don't capture a lot of data. In the Western world, almost everything you do, in a particular building or office is recorded. So right from the time you enter the car park, the CCTV captures you. The CCTV captures you. Then you go to a reception, CCTV is there, it captures you. In the corridor where you are walking to the offices, CCTV captures you. And then once you are in somebody's office talking, even the voice is being recorded. You go to a bank, transactions are being recorded. So you think that you went to deposit a check and went away, but everything has been recorded, including your voice. The interaction has been recorded from the CCTV that is pointing to the teller. So they capture a lot of data. That is important. So if you want to collect data specifically for your analytics, then you must know which data to capture. And that demands a clear strategy for collecting, for sorting, filtering, and analyzing the right customer data for your specific goals and needs. Okay. So if you don't have the right data, your analytics may not give you the necessary outcome that you're looking for. So you have a lot of data and you want to tease out certain data. What is your problem that you want to solve? What problem do you want to solve? So there again, you have to behave like somebody writing a project work. If you are writing a project work, you need to know your problem statement. What problem are you dealing with? What are the customer's tastes? That is the problem you are dealing with. You want to know the taste of your customers. How do you find out? Which metrics would you use to find out the taste of your customers? What channels do customers prefer? Do they prefer online? Do they prefer shop? Do they prefer the delivery? Do they prefer delivery? Do they prefer bringing a car to an area where customers and so on? So, what metrics would you use? Now, where do they research your products? How do customers get to know about your product? You don't know. Now, if you don't know, then where do you put your message? If you know that my customers prefer websites, then you put more information on the website. My customers prefer Instagram. That's where most people find us. Then you put more information at Instagram. These are things many people take for granted. They don't know where their customers find them. They really don't know. Okay. So these are examples of questions you need to ask yourself. And it can be as basic as, who are our customers? Who are our customers? Are our customers people who want to buy at dawn? Most of them working at faraway places where they leave home by 6 and want to buy a snack for their children who are going to school. You need to know. That will determine when you have to open your shop or what outlets or channels to use. Most of the time, we don't know who our customers are. We know that the things are bought, but we don't know who buy them. We don't know who is trying to make inquiries to buy our products. because when people make inquiries, we don't capture them. Elsewhere, the moment you make inquiry, they give you a small form to fill and tell you we'll get back to you. And then they know that you have interest in the product. Then they start sending you product updates. Of course, you have to ask them whether they want product updates. Because some people, when you say you want product updates every day, they would be buzzing you with unnecessary information. If they say yes, then politely, you send them new products that are coming and where they can find them and so on. So when you have all the information, it helps you in decision making. It helps you to know the number of shops you have to open, the number of probably sales force you need, and all that. But in our country, when people, for instance, they cook by the roadside, in today's preparation to cook for tomorrow, they don't even know how many people will buy. They don't know how many people will buy. So it is either you cook and get short. Let's say 200 people will buy. Now you cook for 150. Or 150 will buy, but you cook for 200. But if you have done some form of analytics, it helps you know, instead of plus or minus 50, you rather have maybe plus or minus 10. And that's why we say that the analytics help you to make better decisions than when you are not engaged in analytics. As for the errors, plus or minus 10, everyone, you can't be too specific. The only time you can be specific is when you take orders and you supply the orders. So people want bread or cake. When you want cake, you make the order and you don't make cakes that were not ordered. Few occasions you can make 1 or 2 cakes that have not been ordered, knowing that people will come last minute. Then you have the opportunity to sell those cakes. Okay. So we are guided by some error. Unifying all the data from integrated marketing channels for better customer intelligence is a game changer. I've already said it, that the one who makes who collects better data is able to use it and use it well, as compared to the one who doesn't have any data. Those of you who have done marketing would understand what is meant by KYC. KYC, know your customers. Every bank staff, every insurance staff, most people engage in sales. They understand what KYC means. And people sometimes get loans from the bank because the banks know them. They may not meet all the criteria for loans, but the banks know them and they're able to give it to them. So it is good to map your customers. If you have 30 customers or 30 students, typically, if not because of the system we apply, where we are teaching in 2 weeks and 3 weeks, when we're doing a whole semester, I knew every one of my master students because it was face-to-face throughout. Face-to-face. And I had less than 40 students. I ought to know all of them by name, by where they work, and sometimes the area they stay, not like the house they stay, but I know this one is at Bomsu, I know this one is at Atunsu, I know this one is at this place, or I know where everybody works because I'm teaching them for a whole semester. Every week I see them. You meet for 2 hours. A lot of conversation goes on. Today, it's not possible because we are teaching online. You get to know some people by names. For instance, I know there's Pius, but it is not very common to have the real interaction that we used to have. Okay. So of course, those I will supervise or I'm supervising, I'll get to know them, but I may not know everybody. Okay. So know your customer means in-depth knowledge of your customer, what their preferences are, and what their needs are or wants are, and the persona. What kind of persona are they? So once you know who your customers are, you can build a strategy. Do your customers have a high rate of opening emails? If you know that when you talk to customers informally and they are very much interested in you sharing emails, oh, we don't send mails because we think that most people will be bothered. No, I check my mail every morning when I get to the office. I check it midday, I check it before I leave the office. So I don't mind emails. Then you know that you can send them mails. Then somebody says, oh, for me, I am a TikTok person. Oh, me, Instagram. Then you can also do a survey when people come to your shop. You ask them, how did you know about us? Oh, a friend told me about you. And the more people say a friend, it means your customers are making referrals. And that means your customers are being loyal. Then you can you can decide to conduct a net promoter score. Do your customers prefer cash payments, Momo payments, bank transfers over credit cards? Then you have to install the payment options they want. So if I go to a restaurant, I don't know the food prices, and I know they have POS machine, point of sale machine. I'm comfortable because whatever I eat, I can pay directly from my account. If they don't have it, then I have to know the nearest ATM and then go for money and come and pay. But if there's POS, I don't have to go to the ATM. So these are some of the things that you must know what your customers' preferences are. So when you know their preferences, you better understand how to serve them well. So before you start collecting the data, it is important to know what you want to achieve. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to increase your customer acquisition? Do you want to increase your sales? Do you want to increase your market share? What do you want to achieve? Because it is what you hope to achieve that you are going to find information or collect data about. But if you don't know where you are going, each road will take you there. What problems with your company or sales are you trying to solve? These goals will define your analysis process and how to turn the data you collect into actionable insights. Company must know what information it needs, the form of data to collect, how to filter the data, and data filtering, as we talk, what does it mean? There are some questions you cannot ask in isolation. There are some questions you can't ask in isolation. You want to ask about, for instance, let me see, whether somebody is married or not. You can't just ask a person to write name, write this, write that, and straight away married or single. And that's what you need. No. Maybe that's what's the only answer you need. But you have to beat about the bush. Highest educational standard. It says master's degree. Then you ask about whether the person has, the work the person does. That one you don't go directly. Maybe you ask about sector that the person is working. Agri sector, health sector, this sector, that sector. And then you can ask specifically, please specify a nurse or pharmacist, because you have said you're in the health sector. Then you can ask about size of family. Then you say 5. Then you can ask about marital status. Then you can talk about married, single, divorce, all those ones. Tick, tick, tick. Then you can talk about number of children. You can talk about other dependents. But remember that we have said it is only the marital status you are looking for. But you have to go through all this, which eventually you're going to clean. So it will not be part of the ones you use. Okay. So we say that these goals will define your analysis process and how you turn the data you collect into actionable insights. If I don't know why I need marital status, it shouldn't come in at all. A company must know what information it needs, the form of data to collect, how to filter data, and how the data fits its long-term objectives. Why? Because you can't go back to the people and collect data every day. So sometimes you collect data, filter it, and keep the rest for future use. If it is not something that would probably change. For instance, if you need information on the secondary school somebody attended, and the person has provided it once, it won't change. The person finished K University, it won't change. But marital status can change with time. At a certain time, he said he was single. At another time, he says he's married. At another time, he says he's divorced. That can change. Number of children can change. When you feel the first time, he said one. Another time, he said two. Another time, he said three. So you should know things that will not change and keep them on file. Even if you have to update, you don't go back asking that question. People even get annoyed. People like it when you do not ask them the same question several times. Hmm. So prioritize the data security. Because people's data must be safe. If you go to an office where your personal data about your marital status, about your number of children, your date of birth, and all those that you use in applying for the job, if every time those papers that bear your date of birth, your marital status, your number of children are lying around at the reception, so everybody who comes in is able to see the information freely, people are not going to be happy. So you must have personalized files where you would be able to have those documents without anybody seeing it. In fact, in some organizations, personal data is handled by only HR personnel and probably accounting personnel. So if your organization does that, you have to be careful. Okay, so that responsibility is entirely yours. If you don't prioritize your data security, it can open you and your customers up to fraud and identity theft. People can pick somebody's data and use it wrongly. A data breach will also damage your reputation. These ones, I don't want to spend time here. You are data analytics students. You should know more. I'm sure by now you've done a lot of things in data protection and so on. So I don't need to belabor the point. So let's go on to some of the common metrics that you will need to use your analytics for. You should be able to analyze overall visits to your website or overall visits to your company. How do you do that? Overall visit to your website is digital, so it is easy that when you build your website, you have people who come to your website. You can use IP address, different IP addresses, but different IP addresses will not capture when the same IP address is repeated and is coming back to the same website. So you may want to know those who visit, go out, and come back are counted as 2 instead of 1. If you use IP address, it will be counted as 1. So you can have a metric inbuilt on your website. The moment you go to the site, some tell you your customer number 2012. Another person, customer number 2015. Customer number 2020. So you want to set it on daily basis or you want to set it continuously. So at every point, you know the overall number of customers that have been to the site, or you reset it every month to know the monthly and the overall, the cumulative. But if they are walk-ins, then you have to find ways of counting the walk-ins. You can also digitalize the walk-ins, like places like DSTV, the banks. When you enter, there is a stand, a meter. Then you key in, I'm coming to pay bill, I'm coming to see an officer. You press 1, and then a ticket number comes out. So your customer number 12 for those who are coming to see somebody. But it may be customer number 205 for those who are coming to pay bills. So at the end of the day, you can add the 2 and know how many people walk in today. Some of the banks do it. Now, the digital system has captured you as a walk-in person. Otherwise, you will not be served. You are supposed to give your tickets to the person who is serving you. But many people don't do it. But once you have been captured digitally, that is enough. Sometimes you want to know the acquisition rate. The acquisition rate. How many people have you acquired? How many new customers have you acquired this month? Last month, we have 40 customers. This month, we have 52. That 52 includes our old customers. Therefore, we have acquired 12 more. So every month, you are looking at how many you acquired, and you can draw a histogram of every month's acquisition. Then you know that, oh, in December, we acquired more than every month. January and July, we acquired less. September, we acquired more. You do that for some time, and then you want to see a trend. Is the December trend consistent? Then you can do a diagnostic analysis to find out why December gives us a lot of and that may be Christmas as the common factor. It may not be Christmas. It may be that some people have holidays, they are going to visit their parents and they do bulk purchases and so on. Now, customer retention rate is a metric you want to find. Out of the 52 that we captured over 5 months, how many of them stay with us? Are we able to keep all our customers? If not, what is our churning rate? The churning rate is how often we lose people. So there are the attrition or churning rate. We lose people. Is our attrition rate higher than our retention rate or our acquisition rate? Loyalty. How do you test for loyalty? Customer journey metrics. Customer engagement metrics. How long do people remain on your website? And whilst they are there, what are they looking for? When they are on the website, what makes them become buyers? Being on the website is only invitation to treat. How do they become buyers? All those things. Cart abandonment rate. How often do people come to they pack things on the website they want to purchase? They pack things into the cart. And then when they are about to pay, they abandon the cart. What are the causes of cart abandonment? You can use diagnostic analytics to find out what is the reason why people are abandoning the cart. Now let's try to do some diagnostic tests to find out why people put things in the cart and abandon that. Yes, I want to hear from you. Cart abandonment. Melody. Is Melody there?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Dog by his grace, I'm doing well. And yourself?
Okay, I'm also fine. Now, what are some of the reasons why people abandon a cart? And I'm talking about online buying. In-shop buying, people also abandon the carts, but you don't usually see it because when you go to ShopRite and you put things in the cart and you decide to abandon it, sometimes you put the things back where you pick them from. There are only a few unethical people who would leave the cart still filled in the middle of the shop and then walk out. But mostly on the electronic purchases, you pick things into the cart electronically. And if you do not pay for it, you don't necessarily need to pick them out, as you have abandoned the cart, especially in Ghana. Elsewhere, it's dangerous to do that because sometimes your credit card is already on the system. They would assume that you want to buy. Okay. So, Melody, let me know.
Okay, Doc. Maybe the price might lead to that. And then again, maybe the specification of the items they are purchasing might also lead to people abandoning the cart. If maybe their expectation.
Remember that when you are buying the price online, you know the price before you buy. So when you pick it, you are picking it with the full knowledge of the price. So why would you pick it and later on change your mind about the price? Some people even will pick two because he knows he can buy. Yes, any other person?
Doc, you are talking about the price. Sometimes people go to other sites to also look at the same items with the same specification, and they might see price differences. So if
That one, I agree with you. I agree with you. So, yes, price comparison, yes, I agree. What else?
sometimes to a lack of trust, maybe the person is buying from that site for the first time, so the person might have trust issues.
That is true. That is true. There are several. I want more. Somebody else can come in.
Look, I think sometimes to issue with the payments can make people abandon the cart. So they get to the checkout and then they realize there's a problem with the payments portal, so they can't make their payment.
That is true. It is not just a problem. There are other issues. Not just a problem. You see, first, sometimes when he picked the item, taxes are not part of the price. But when you get to the end, just before payment, you see that taxes have been added. And that was not what you were expecting. It is not within your budget. So you would abandon it. Sometimes when you're about to pay, then they add shipping costs. And you realize that the shipping option you want it maybe 24 hours. But the one they have is just the earliest is 3 days. Meanwhile, you need it within 24 hours. So then it's not serving your purpose. So I agree with you that the payment option. So the payment option means that you expect that there will be Momo there, but you go there, there's no Momo. You can only see PayPal, and you don't have PayPal. Even sometimes credit card, they want particular credit cards. Then sometimes they'll say that you can only pay by check and PayPal. Meanwhile, you want credit card payment and it's not there. Yes, Christina Saka. Let me hear from you.
Hello. Please, can you hear me?
Far away.
Hello. Please, can you
Far
hear me?
away. Far away. So come
Please, can you
closer.
hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hello.
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 Hey, it's breaking. No. If other mates can hear you, go ahead so that somebody can give me the answer.
Please, can you repeat the question?
You're talking about cart abandonment.
Oh, okay. With that, sometimes why people abandon carts is maybe they will buy 2 or more, and when you can go and check, and the same product, another supplier will be demanding different price, or maybe you realize what you bought, you need another one more than the other, so you end up leaving it as an option.
Yeah, so we have somebody, Melody already mentioned price comparison.
Okay. Another. Please let someone. I will think about it and just come back.
Hey.
So I think another reason is sometimes people tend to add to their carts because they might not have intention of buying it at that moment. So they are just putting it there instead of adding it to their wish list. They just put it there so that later on they can come back to it and then buy it.
So, but the cart is what you are going to empty at payment.
Yes, sir, but sometimes you add to the cart before you proceed from the cart into the payment side, right?
Yes. So if you don't intend paying it now,
It's the payment side where they ask.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you see, if it's in a shop, and you want to come and buy later, do you put it in a cart?
In a physical shop, no, but on an online shop, sometimes.
You can add it to your to-do list, but
Yeah.
when you put it in a cart, it will be calculated for payment. You understand?
Yeah, true.
It will be calculated for payment. They calculate what is in your cart for payment. And it's not as if when you put it somewhere, nobody will come and take it. Yeah, somebody wanted to make a contribution. And I fear.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I think what causes cats abandonment could be lack of trust on the customer's end.
Why do you go to the site? Trust in terms of what? That will help.
Trust in terms of like the return policies or guarantee of the products or even the warranty on the products.
Well, whether they are there or they are not there.
Yes, please. Or whether you are going to get the authentic products just as you see it on the site.
Mm-hmm.
If you have some concerns about it, it can
Okay.
cause you abandon
I
the
think
cart.
that one, Melody has talked about that. So trust in general, she has talked about that. Sometimes you are not even sure that your credit card is safe on that site. Now, what are some of the red herrings that you see that makes you fear? What will let you see that brings mistrust? You have already gone to a site, you are packing things in a cart, hoping to pay, then all of a sudden you abandon the cart due to mistrust. What are some of the things that bring the mistrust? Yes.
So I'm thinking sometimes changing pricing or return policy.
Yes. Return policy is very common in hotel booking. It's called cancellation policy. Very, very, very annoying. Sometimes they'll tell you if you don't cancel a week before, you'll be charged the first night. And you are not even too sure that you travel. So you want to cancel it. What else? Sometimes you have a second look at the products and you think that this material looks inferior. I'm not sure of the quality. What if they bring it and it's too light? So there are quite a number of reasons why customers will abandon the carts. Okay. Now, sometimes all that we are saying is that our African businesses do not care about surveys. They don't care about requesting information from customers. They don't care. Because in most of the times in advanced countries, a lot of companies, once you buy something they want immediately, at that time they know your attention is on them. They want you to fill a survey for them. And you are telling it as it is. After some time, they will send you a survey. When you have finished using it, they want to know. Here, when you buy. Nobody follows you. Nobody follows up on you. When you use it, whatever happened, they don't care. So for instance, let's look at this scenario. A once popular pizza shop noticed a decline in sales. The owner did not know why and decided to send out a survey to customers who have recently placed online orders. Through the survey, the owner learns that customers would prefer to see a wider variety of items on the menu, including healthier options, maybe vegetarian ones, and so on. And then he also found out that customers prefer their orders to be ready in 15 minutes and not 30 minutes. Then other issues like delivery. Customers do not want delivery services staff to pick other staff with a pizza. Sometimes in that box, they have put another person's soup. So by the time your pizza comes up and Katekwai is smelling in the pizza. Sometimes they put another hot thing and then your pizza is in a way soggy. So they mention all these. Not that they didn't want the pizza, they wanted the pizza, but certain things were not going well. So if you were the pizza owner, what will you do? Once you correct these sometimes it will lead to expensive pizza. Why? Because you are packing about 3 or 4 people's pizza so that delivery can be cheaper. But now they don't want it that way. So what would you do? You let his go alone at a higher cost, and he doesn't mind. So people are sometimes willing to pay and have a pizza that is not mixed with a granite soup. Another customer experience analytics said a brick-and-mortar clothing boutique saw great in-store success before the pandemic, but those sales numbers haven't carried over to its new e-commerce platform. The business decides to collect and measure customer feedback to learn more about the online shopper experience. Users share that it took too long to get a response from the customer service contact form when they had a product question. So you go online, the frequently answered questions cannot address what you need. So you send a mail, and the mail doesn't also get responded to. What will they do? So they are discouraged from completing their purchases. So that is part of abandonment issue. When the boutique owner combines this direct feedback from customers with the metrics they are seeing on their websites, high bounce rates, low conversions, and frequent cart abandonment. These are the metrics on the website that they are seeing. That's frequent abandonment, they discover an opportunity to build a better, more streamlined experience that could boost customer loyalty. Now, without that information, they probably would think that, oh, people don't like online shopping. But now they have the opportunity to know. So when you are dealing with social media marketing, these are things you need to guard against. Do people get instant replies? When they are asking you, this dress, pointing to a blue dress. So sometimes they have pointed to a blue dress, taking a picture of the blue dress, asking you, can I get a pink color? Then no response. And you are assuming that if she doesn't get a response, she'll buy the blue like that. No. Maybe there's a wedding. Maybe the color people have to wear is pink. She wants to buy it specifically for a particular color scheme. And then nobody responds. What happens? So that is part of it. Okay, so abandoned carts, we've talked enough about it. So e-commerce cart abandonment is when a customer visits an online store, adds items to their shopping cart, and then decides to leave the website before completing the purchase. One of the best ways to win over a potential customer who previously abandoned their cart is through strategic email marketing. Replicate the abandoned carts in the email, showing the exact items the shopper left behind. We call that remarketing. Remarketing. In remarketing, once you realize that the cart has been abandoned, in many websites, cart abandonment will send a signal or a mail to the salesperson that there is a cart pending completion of purchase. It will send information to the salesperson. Then once they realize that that person is no longer on the website, because they have already filled their websites and all, email addresses and all that. In remarketing, you quickly send a mail to the person, sometimes giving the person some sales promotional options. I do a lot of hotel booking internationally. And when they see that you have abandoned the cart, they quickly will send you a hotel bill. We can see you are trying to book the Hyatt Hotel or DoubleTree Hotel in Boston from 14th October to 18th October. And we can see that your total number of 5 nights is $500. Management has given you a discount of 15%. And now your rate comes to, let's say, maybe it's 15%. It will be 420 probably. So 500 for the 5 nights. If you accept this offer, please proceed to checkout. That is remarketing. Now they are coming back to you with an enticement. So when digital shoppers were asked why they abandoned their online shopping carts, the primary reason was the cost of shipping, followed by discount codes that do not work, 46%. and long shipping times, 36%. Of course, we have added some of them about price comparison. You talk about trust and so on. And these are from American shops. So they know the products they are dealing with already. So the trust issues are not so high. But because when they say they will deliver in 2 days, they'll deliver in 2 days. So once you identify these customers, make sure to send them modest coupons that work. Recognize their value, appeal to their money-saving tactics, and make a sale, because you know that most of the people who abandon based on some of these are also people who are not too well to do. So we've listed quite some number. No discounts are available. So if there are discounts at checkout, they'll ask you to apply your coupons. But no coupons, no discounts. And then no offer for express shipping. You want it 24 hours, as I mentioned. And every time you get there, you have to re-enter your credit card. And they think that my credit card information has been entered too much. By now, that you should have it online. There are not enough payment methods. I've said it already. They have concerns about online payment security. They are also required to create an account before making a purchase, which annoys them because then they are putting out too much information. The checkout process is too long and complicated. You have an undesirable and ambiguous return or refund policy. You have poor customer support, which means after-sales services would even be worse. Your website or mobile app performs poorly. It loads slowly, it crashes here and there, and whatever you are doing, you never finish. Then sometimes limited product quantity. I want 10. They say only 6 are available. Then the rest will come in 2 weeks, and you can't wait. Maybe it's for a particular program. And some people were just browsing and just picking things in the cart is like a game to them. Researching, sometimes they're researching or comparing shopping for later purchase. That is, they wanted the quotation of the price. That's why they put it in the cart, so that they will know the price. And this was what somebody wanted to say and said that they will put it in and buy it later. No. Sometimes to know the shipping and everything combined, taxes, you have to go all the way to the last but one point to know the price, so that you can compare with another. Once he knows the price, he abandons the cart. So this brings us to the end of today's digital marketing approach with customer insights. And next time, we will talk about the social media itself. So when do we meet?
Doc, please, may we know your available times?
Yeah, my time is never available. I guess if I can do something about it, I'll do something about it. But every day there's something to be done. So
Would Friday evening be?
Friday evening. Okay. We'll try Friday evening. As for now, I think it is okay, but I'm hoping nothing comes up. Okay, open the, okay, let me see. Have you seen the attached? The slides. I've attached the slides. I just want you to check.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let's work towards Friday evening. Good night.
Good night, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.